Hi. Hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Elden Ring. This is episode number 25, being recorded on Thursday, October the 27th, 2022. I hope you're all having a fantastic day whenever it is you find yourself watching this. She's just looking at her own hands. Oh, sorry, friend. I'm always caught off guard by not being able to block. Yeah, she's just staring at her hands. That's the thing. So, it's been about a week since we recorded the previous episode. And as usual, I have a 3-hour window in which to record this one. About 20 minutes of which has already passed, but we are going to be continuing in the Caria, what was it called? Caria Manor, second floor. I don't know why I have the gate selected, but and I do have a couple things on my list, but I think it actually makes more sense to discuss the items on my list in Caria Manor itself. But the reason we're starting here is, you may recall in the previous episode, we spent a lot of time collecting Glovewort. Is that what it's called? Glovewort? Gosh darn it. Yes, Glovewort. And I still have yet to actually make up my mind about what we're going to upgrade. However, I was going to come here and have a look at it off camera, but I realized we haven't spoken to Spirit Tuner Friend in quite a while, so I figured I would wait until we started recording this episode before we make any decisions. I have put another 1 or 2 levels. I don't remember where I left off in the previous episode. I think I had 10 levels in mind. I put another 2 levels in mind so that I could try out the remaining ashes, which is to say this one, the Caden Sellsword, which I found rather underwhelming, to be honest. And maybe it's just because we've not upgraded him at all, but he was fairly weak. It's basically Shiva of the East, but on your side. And the Twin Sage Sorcerer, who, yeah, again, fairly weak. And maybe that's just because their base level is just so low that there's no point in using any of them until you've upgraded them. But still, it gives me pause about like whether to upgrade certain people. The only one who I know is great is obviously Aurelia, Jellyfish Friend. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still uncertain about that because as much as I love Aurelia, that was the very first ashes we got our hands on. So my fear is that by the time we get to the end of the game, if we upgrade her all the way, then maybe it won't be sufficient. But I don't know. I'm almost certainly overthinking it. But let's have a look.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit tuning?
I am indeed. Okay, so these are equipped ashes, and special ashes. Okay, so Ghost Glovewort versus Grave Glovewort. So she cannot, seemingly, upgrade... What was the third kind? Sorry, friend. What was the third kind? It was... So there's... For ashes, Renowned Ashes. That was the name. But...
Greetings.
Yes, I'm here for spirit tuning. Thank you. Grave and Ghost. Gosh darn it. I'm more confused by this than I should be. Okay, Grave, Ghost. Okay, so the Ghost ones are the Renowned Ashes. And now I finally understand the distinction. So these are Renowned. So the Renowned Ashes are for special, or the Renowned upgrade materials are for special ashes. Gosh, I really don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to upgrade Aurelia, just because, it's Aurelia, of course. And we actually have quite a few of the required items, so there's really no reason not to. Oh gosh darn it, now I need to pop some souls. Thankfully, I cannot resist picking these up. It's for precisely for occasions such as this one. Okay, so we only now have 2 of the level 4 Grave Glove Wards. So the question is, I think we can leave Aurelia at +3 for now. And then maybe, what were the other friends? These are the friends that we really took to initially. So let's see if we can put them on level with Aurelia. I think we can. All the way up to +3. Perfect. And then, I'm not sold really on either of these for now. I do enjoy Latenna. The Stormhawk, the only time I've ever used the Stormhawk didn't go well. But, my concern is, or my fear is that... Oh, I thought I could... My concern is that we'll find ourselves in a situation where it's a highly specific type of boss that we're facing, and maybe the Stormhawk will be perfect for that, but we've sunk all of our upgrade materials into one of the other ashes. So yeah, I don't know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It is what it is. If we end up screwing it up, then the name of our build is regret for a reason, and I need to perhaps do a better job of keeping that firmly in mind. Okay, I think that's more or less it for here. Did we want to check in with the fingers? See whether the Greater Will needs any snacks. I want to say nothing has... It's likely that nothing has changed, because I think we last spoke to them after we defeated... what's her name? Renala.
You have returned. What is it?
Yeah. So, gosh, I really do still want this hat. Increases intelligence. Gosh, yeah, that would be amazing because it would look really good, but I guess, I'll leave it for now. Thank you.
Now go forth. Let the words of the fingers guide you.
Okay, something else I just noticed. Is the headpiece that actually came with these earrings, or was that something I chose? I'm going to assume it... Oh yeah, it does go with the headpiece. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm just looking at the indentation, the massive indentation in Regret's forehead. Just, yeah, he is quite the looker. Okay, enough fiddling around. Let us head back to the domain of the hands, which is something I am going to want to talk about shortly. Wow, we are really... Okay, yeah, we're in the manor lower level. This place is very eerie. Okay, I suppose before we get started, I should mention I spent some time cleaning the sort of exterior parts of the analog stick. The right analog stick is the only one that's drifting at this moment. My left analog stick, I think, is fine for now. I should perhaps knock on wood after having said that, but I looked it up online. I kept saying, is the only solution to just buy a new one. Of course, I knew that there were solutions out there, but it's a matter of time and effort and skill as far as like the possibility of opening up the controller and doing a quick repair job, or what I imagine would not be such a quick repair job given, if you want to see how adept I am at that kind of stuff, there is a video on my channel of me trying to fix an old monitor of mine, my first ever HD display device. So you can see how badly I botched that one. If you're interested, it's on the channel. But yeah, so I looked up alternative solutions, and one of them is basically using a straw or compressed air to sort of blow any debris from around the analog stick on the inside if possible. I found that a little bit difficult. I also read that you can use rubbing alcohol and sort of rub it around, again, the spot where there's sort of a gap between the bottom part of the analog stick and the inside of the controller. So I tried all those things, and like, I'm mentioning this just now because, okay, see, now it's drifting again, because in between episodes I was thinking, oh my gosh, I fixed it, or at least it's better. So I don't know if I can say that it's better, but certainly I've attempted to do something with it, but we'll see whether over the course of this episode it actually proves to have made any significant difference at all. So we entered from the lower level of this building. I know we've not yet explored the church yet, but I'm just sort of trying to get my bearings. And this is indeed a church, or at least it looks like a church in sort of the Christian sense, in that you have the pews here and then the altar with a place for someone to deliver mass from. That looks like a friend. Can't log on though, or lock on. I can speak. I don't imagine this is actually a church. A la Bloodborne, it's probably a veneer for something else. But the other thing I wanted to mention was the fingers and the hands and grafting. So in the previous episode, when we were looking at the finger friends, and I kept saying things like, oh, were they trying to graft or something? Is this a grafting experiment gone awry? We have a better look at one here. And oh okay. So if you catch them in a moment unaware, you can see that one of the fingers is sort of scratching or caressing another one of the fingers. So that's interesting. Of course, I was thinking of the whole idea of, okay, maybe this is a grafting experiment gone awry, because, in our world, this is not a thing that exists, or at least insofar as it does. Obviously it's an eldritch horror that we don't actually know about. But, looking at something like this, and, I'm trying to come up with an explanation for it. I'm like, okay, there's all this thing with modular body parts, and, maybe they're grafting, and this is, the end result of that. But there is an alternative possible explanation that I was thinking about while editing, and that is, the fingers. There are obviously fingers in this game that are ostensibly the mouthpiece, or no, sorry, the greater will speaks through the fingers, who speaks through the finger reader. And so that's how the message of, bring peace unto the world ends up translating to, can you please pick me up some tacos before you come back to the round table hold? So yeah, I am wondering, was the Caria royal family attempting to perhaps, yeah, the drift is absolutely not fixed, by the way. Clearly, stop it. The fingers are, the Caria royal family, you could maybe make a case that they were trying to intercept the greater will or something, and then they went, way too far with it, and there's a million different hands here because maybe it wasn't working, so they just kept trying to further, intercept the greater will. I have no idea whether that makes any sense or that has any basis at all in the story of the game. But, I thought I would just raise it as a possibility, an interesting thought, or at least I think it's interesting, that I had while editing. And then the last thing is, in thinking about this whole Caria royal family versus the Academy of Raya Lucaria thing, that there was this apparent conflict between the two sides. And, thinking about all the mentions of Princess Rani and Queen Renala, and so I'm wondering, is the basis for that conflict, is it a civil war within the context of the Caria royal family? Were they divided maybe on whether or not Radagon should be let into the family? I'm not sure, but again, these are all just thoughts that I had percolating in my mind. In particular, perhaps because just watched the finale to House of the Dragon, the first season, and, you know, thinking about civil wars and stuff like that. So that's on sort of at the fore of my mind. So that may be the reason why I had that thought. It may not be anything more than that. So yeah, we already picked up the item from behind there because I just could not resist. And is this... I wonder if that's supposed to be anyone in particular. Gosh, I might just end up having to buy a brand new controller, which is really frustrating because, you know, I mentioned I've played like maybe 10 or 20 hours of other games, and not even 100 hours in this game, and the fact that the controller is already behaving in this way is really just shocking and appalling. As far as quality control goes, that's just awful. Try luring it out and then defeating one by one. Okay, so there's some sort of monstrosity here. Okay, now I'm scared. Oh, okay. So... Okay, but it can't do anything now, can it? Can't use their fingers to, like, climb up? I hope not. Oh my gosh, okay, it's getting worse. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and try to get it to calm down. It's good practice for becoming a parent. Just rock it back and forth. Gosh, I really should not have, even for a second, thought I had fixed it. Should have known better. Oh, okay. So those are the not quite monstrosities. Oh, parry too early. Dreadful Aegon. Okay, let's try this again. Good thing the Site of Grace was right there. We need to not be so passive given how seemingly over-leveled we are for this part of the game. We need to be a lot more aggressive. Down? Indeed. Down. Down is a direction. But left is the direction that my controller wants to go. It's a pretty cool trap. It's not exceptionally effective, though. Reinforcements ahead. Precious item ahead, but be wary of soldier. Armament ahead, okay. Where's this soldier? Okay, how to? How the heck are we supposed to get over there? Oh, okay. Good old verticality. Oh, crud. I'm scared. Okay, we can do it. Oh. Wow, okay. talisman do we have? Okay, we still have the arrow's reach. I feel like we don't really need that here. What does this one do? Oh, yeah, we also... raise it. Okay, yeah. So we needed that in order to test out the other ashes, but obviously we're not using them anymore. So I should have done this before we started recording. Whoops. Given that we're in the area, we should probably be using that. And the bow range thing is likewise, we don't really need it. I don't really have anything better to replace it with, perhaps other than this one. So, yeah, let's go with that. Would like to get our hands on some additional talisman. Know something ahead, okay? I'm scared. Wait. Have we been in here already? Oh no, we have not. Oh, this was locked, I think. Let's open it up. Sword of Night and Flame. So the particle effects for that item look different than... Yeah, so there's the white particle effects, the blue particle effects, and that was like a white, blue, gold, like all sort of combined. So that's interesting. Sword of Night and Flame, storied sword and treasure of Caria Manor, one of the legendary armaments. Astrologers who preceded the sorcerers established themselves in mountaintops that nearly touch the sky and considered the fire giants their neighbors. Unique skill, Night and Flame stance. Hold the sword level and prepare to cast a sorcery. Follow up with a normal attack to cast the Night Comet sorcery, or a strong attack to sweep forward with a burst of flames. Okay, interesting. I don't remember where we picked up the ornamental straight sword, but I wonder if it had the same particle effect for the item. Okay, so now we're just back here. Oh, crud. Okay. But we cannot get back up from whence we came, can we? Don't think we can. There's one thing about the level design in this game, which, you know, it makes sense in some respects, but there are a lot of situations where you have to sort of backtrack, and maybe it's just because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm terrible at it. That's entirely possible. I wouldn't discount that possibility, but I do feel as though, yeah, it's a bit different, and that doesn't necessarily mean bad, but it's different than some of the previous Souls games. So let's go back to the lower level Site of Grace. Okie dokie. So let's try that again. So we're going to have a couple friends spawning here. Oh. That's what the one issue, gosh darn it, with this these talisman is that it makes me so much more inclined to go for the backstab fish and fish for parry riposte. Oh gosh darn it. Because then if it's recharging everything... Oh, come on. Oh, I can't parry that, can I? It's a two-handed greatsword. Silly me. Yeah, so on the one hand, the ring is great because of that function, especially when you're in an area in which your thing is limited, your refills are limited. But on the other hand, it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how worthwhile it is, because then you end up, it changes, at least for me, it changes your playstyle such that you end up fishing for backstabs and parries a lot more often. Case in point, really no need for that, because of course all my things are full, so what is the point of me fishing? But I went fishing anyway. Ouch. Oops. Okay. We're not off to a good start here. It's a good thing that friend was so intent on charging his weapon. Ooh. Okay. Not too shabby. Every time I touch the right analog stick, I'm like holding my breath, just hoping it doesn't drift. This whole place has such an eerie vibe to it. Okay, I'll try that afterwards. Unless, again, they're expecting us to just do it and then come back here afterwards, which would be kind of annoying, but so if we do end up having to proceed past this point, we're gonna have to remember to come back there, because I do imagine there's an item there or something. Elevator, okay. Does not look like there's anything underneath there. I like a good old-fashioned elevator shaft where you don't have to jump off for anything. Okay, the level design in this instance I think is a little bit more forgiving, because we can just light this site of grace and then go back down there and then warp up here after we're done. But first, let's have a rest. Manor upper level. Where do we have this thing set? Oh, I don't know why I set the beacon at the Evergaol, but anyways. Okay. Did we rate this message? We did, okay. It's a force of habit having to, you know, mashing the roll button as you're about to land from a great height. But obviously they fixed that. It doesn't work anymore in this game. You used to be able to just roll through the animation that happens when you land, but it doesn't really work anymore. This is reminiscent of Sense Fortress, kind of. Clue, oh clue, be wary of behind. I assume they mean... Does that mean all that's here is that... Gosh darn it. Okay. Does that mean this is a dead end? Be wary of behind is... Are they just saying... Grab the item from behind the stairs? Or under the stairs? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. See a hand over there. Nowhere to go but there. few hand friends here. Okay, I'm not above that. Let there be armament. Urumi. Urumi. Is this the weapon the Crystallian was using, I wonder? This weapon, made of extremely thin, flexible blades of metal, is wielded like a whip by Knight folk warriors. Though in essence a whip with a cutting edge, it can also be used as a spear to pierce foes. Okay, that's really interesting. We don't have the stats to use it, though. Not nearly enough dexterity, but I wonder if we can actually see how it works. Pretty cool. Yeah, I can see that being a really fun weapon to use. Not one that I would personally use. In Bloodborne, of the starting weapons, the one I enjoyed the least was the cane, which was essentially a whip in its transformed state. Oh, of course. Of course. I hate these things. Oh, is it? Okay, that's a different one than the one we've seen. I want to say the ones we've seen was the one with the scythe. Wait a second. I'm trying to line up all the different parts from that painting. I see the gate, I see the academy, I see the tree, and I see a grave here. Oh my goodness, does that mean we finally found it? Or have I already been there? I think I might have already been there. I don't know. I don't know anything. It's one thing I learn more and more as time goes by. As I get older. Every year that passes, I'm like, I know even less than I thought I did. Somber Smithing Stone, level 3. Why is it always dead end? Tears ahead. I think they're saying that because we're right by the entrance again, aren't we? We are. Okay. So, trying to see if I could call Torrent. Because I want to say that's almost certainly the grave right there that we're looking for that painting thing. So before we head back up, let's go have a look. It is. It has to be this. No, that's why we have not looked at it yet, of course. See, what I'm really struggling with here is what the heck do we do when we find the spot? What do we do? I don't know if the angle is the same. Again, I think the angle is more extreme. Because in the painting, everything is closer together. So even though it has a there's a graveyard here, I want to say that suggests again that it's somewhere here or here. Yeah, the painting thing is it's really, I don't want to say it's getting on my nerves, but like I'm at a loss, and I've said that many times, so let's just move on. This place is a mess. This is obviously where we came from. Crystals everywhere. Okay. There are wolves up here. Okay, I'm rethinking this arrangement here. But I really don't know what else to do, what else to use here. So I guess we'll go back to the status quo. You can't do any critical attacks on the wolves, I don't think. Sorry, friend. Oh, okay. They have a decent amount of HP. I thought that was going to take them out in one shot. Ouch. Oh my goodness, you are fast and strong. Okay. They're not like the wolves we meet out in the open world. Those ones are pushover compared to these friends. That was frightening. Let's get a golden seed here. Thank you. What is going on here? It's like a bat signal, but for someone other than Batman. Oh, gosh darn it. Ah, the drift is like just driving me up the wall. Maybe if I stop complaining about it, maybe it'll, you know, let's say about bullies, that the only reason they're bugging you is because you give them the satisfaction. So maybe I should just not give the drift the satisfaction. I should not complain about it. Oh, you can give them critical attack. Okay. Well, sorry, wolf friend. So insofar as they run in packs here, they run in much smaller packs because it looks like there was just the two of them. Oh, never mind. There's the third. Thank goodness for all these strategically placed bushes. Rip wolf friend. Rhymed crystal bud. can hear what sounds like a scarab somewhere. Obviously over the wall there. So is this supposed to be blue flame? I would imagine so, although yeah, it's on all the sconces and everything everywhere. So, whoa. You are new? Or are you? No, we've fought a ghost version of this friend already. Okay. Try left. I was gonna do that anyway, but thank you. Sorry, noble friend. Magic crease, okay. Praise the sniping spot. Yeah, that works pretty well, actually. Oh, or maybe not. No. Yeah, the controls in this still catch me out every now and then, but I think that's my own issue. One upside of this. Oh gosh, I don't know which one is the giant. I'm going to assume the giant is the one that's up there. So let's get this friend here. Oh no, that's the giant. Gosh darn it. The upside to having the... Oh, okay, I'm so silly. I forgot the giant has multiple points on which you can lock on. The upside to having those talisman equipped is that, of course, I'm more likely to use... the abilities I do have if, yeah, I have the ability to replenish my FP. It's a demi-human hollow friend. Or at least one wearing the same sort of outfit that Bach wears. So you can summon here. Hesitant to do that though, because okay, this friend has... Okay, there goes our opportunity for a plunging attack. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this on camera or not, but plunging attack is no longer R1, it's R2 while falling. I don't think it does quite the same amount of damage, but it is still a thing in the game, despite what I've said in this playthrough. Oh no, gosh, and I pressed the wrong button. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was absolutely dreadful. My brain malfunctioned and, and I pressed R1 instead of jump. I'm supposed to press jump and then R2, but I messed it up really badly. Thank you, iframes. Oh, gosh darn it. Oh, that did not work out. That was just unfortunate positioning. Well done, friend. That was terrible. That was just awful. Troll Knight's Sword. Should heal up first, actually. Greatsword embedded with a blue glintstone. Weapon of the trolls in service to the royal family of Caria. Called into service when the queen invoked an oath they swore. The trolls are treated as true knights of Caria and fight arm in arm with their human comrades. Skill, Trolls Roar. Look into the distance and let out an intense roar, generating a powerful shockwave that blows back surrounding foes. Follow up with a strong attack to slam the armament down. So it looks like it's a colossal sword, just like the weapon we're currently using. We don't have nearly enough intelligence to use it, though. Not that I would really want to, but cool. Because obviously, in it, you know, size-wise, relative to the size of the giant, it looks like a normal sword, but if we carry it, it's going to be massive. This looks like a friend looks tarnished. It's still here what sounds like a scarab. Although it sounds like it's behind this wall or above there or something. Does not look like there's anything down there. Is it worth checking though? Yeah, I might as well check. Oh. Oh, okay. Smithing stone level 4. We still need level 5, but, you know, it's not bad. Not exactly what we need, but that's okay. I think our greatsword is doing us quite well, regardless. Hello. Yeah, the friend definitely seems to have, like, NPC animations, unless I'm imagining that. I think they're supposed to be tarnished. Let's see if we can sneak up on the other one. Unless there are additional friends up here. I'm scared. Please replenish my HP, friend. Thank you. Oh, oh no. Gosh darn it. I thought he was dead. No, there's the parry spam. See, this is what I was talking about. Now I'm going to end up with less HP than I had before this friend. Ay, ay, ay. Perfumer's Bolt. Bolt created with perfumer techniques used by nobles, guards, and the like. The point of impact explodes with sparks, dealing fire damage. Yeah, my plan majorly backfired there, because now we only have 2 flasks remaining. Behold the god. What? Okay. Please tell me there's a turtle here. Okay, I see a jar. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's down there, but we should check over here first. Okay, this is creepy as all heck. Okay, this is a boss. This has to be a boss for sure. Bunch of chairs sitting around what looks like a shallow pool of water. And you can see unless the boss is through here. The boss may in fact be through there. Okay. I'm very intrigued, but also frightened by this. Okay, here's another one of those half Lord Vessel things. We saw something like that in the Academy of Caria. Right before we fought the Red Wolf of Radagon, I think. There's nothing up here. God. So God in this game is a Lord Vessel? Didn't expect dead end. Item? So in other words, all these people here, much like me, thinking there has to be something up here. Okay. Oh, Royal Knight Loretta. Okay. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. Oh no. Jellyfish friend, if ever I've needed you, it's now. Although, this might not actually be the best boss fight for Jellyfish friend, because can a ghost be poisoned? I suppose we're about to find out. Certainly, they can distract very well. And Aurelia has proven time and again to be extremely adept at doing that. They do say that about jellyfish. They're great at distractions. Oh, you leave her alone. Uh-oh. Oh. Nice little great ball move there, friend. Whew. Loretta's great bow. Thank you, jellyfish friend. So graceful. Loretta's slash. Oh, she just... Are we just hanging out? Oh. Okay. This Ash of War grants an armament to the magic affinity and the following skill. Loretta's Slash. Skill of Loretta the Royal Knight. Leap forward, imbuing the blade with glintstone, then descend, accelerating into a sweeping slash. Usable on polearms and twin blades. Okay, I feel like I'm going crazy. I felt like Loretta dropped a bow, but I cannot find it anywhere. Yeah. Oh, you can sort. Oh, okay. Actually, I think that's a lot better. Order of acquisition. So then you can always just go straight to the bottom, at least in theory. Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, I like that a lot. So earlier when I was complaining about all this, I'd say, oh gosh, I can't believe that they would just make it easier to find which one you just got. And the whole time you all must have been screaming, why don't you try sorting it? Silly Aegon. Number held item. So yeah, I think I'll leave it on item type for now. But good to know we can just do that to sort. Ah, I'm so silly. Okay, let's have a rest. Royal Moongazing Grounds. So they come here to sit around the pool and gaze at the stars. Or at the moon, I should say. That's kind of cool. There has to be some ritualistic element to it, though. I don't think they're just coming to stare at the moon. Okay, we can actually jump down here now and see what's going on. So yeah, I don't know where in our inventory the Great Bow went. Unless it like we haven't unlocked the category somehow. It seems strange to me. Really hope this is a friendly jar friend. See if they can tell me how to acquire slippy slidey hands. Okay, I'm seeing graves, but I'm gonna try not to get too excited. Because I've had that happen before, and I've been wrong about what I was seeing. No, friend, why? Gosh darn it. You have some great moves there, friend, I'll tell you that. But, yeah, wow, the frame rate, like, dies. Along with the poor jar friends. Oh, there's so many of you. Oh, please, just leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. Hello. Don't mind me. Crystal dart, okay. Jar friends, I really don't want to fight you. There's the wolf friend up there. Okay, once again, those three elements appear to be in alignment up here. I was wondering if that's what this was, but I guess that's just jar blood. You can parry them, unless that was just dreadful parry spam, which I know it was, but I assumed I would have been able to hit at least one of those. Hey, jar friend, leave me alone. Oh, you also. So this does not appear to be leading anywhere. Just stop it, please. Oh, okay, maybe it is. Okay, so we'll just keep going down. I'm on a hunt for a ghost painter, jar friends. Can you help me figure out the mystery of the painting mechanic in this game? Because it has me very, very confused. And I would appreciate any assistance you'd be able to render without trying to murder me. Please, no, come on. Just stop it. They're so aggro. No, okay. Sorry. I'm trying to solve a mystery here. Oh. Okay, thankfully the painting doesn't hurt us. They do make you feel really bad for killing them, which I suppose is the point, but... Smithing Stone level 3. How could a painter possibly sit here painting things with jars attacking him? I don't get it, unless this is just not the spot. I don't think it's the spot. I'm never going to figure this out. Gonna go to my grave and be like, oh, but it's the spot from the painting. It's the painting. Oh my god. What do I do? Okay, trees should not sway like that. I'm sorry. I don't care how windy it is. A tree that massive, I feel like would have roots that would keep it from doing that. Unless that's meant to be an indication, okay, this tree is susceptible to being knocked over by enemies. I don't know. I'm confused, but let's go back to the Moongazing grounds. So unless I was missing what I was supposed to be seeing there, don't think that was really worth it, personally. But we do have a boss fight coming up, I think. The question is, what the heck do we equip now? Because I don't think we're going to be doing lots of critical attacks here. I wouldn't imagine. So, could boost our vitality. I don't think we don't have anything to negate magic damage. So really, yeah, I have so many different talisman, but no meaningful sense of which ones would be good for us. This one will, the Faith one will increase our holy attack a little bit when we use the buff, so we might as well go with that, and then maybe we'll take the increased vitality. Who knows whether that's actually a smart thing to do or not, but at this rate, I think we just need to find some more talisman. Oh. So wait, was this where the fog gate was? Seek Angel. Have I gotten turned around here? I think I may have got turned around. Okay, so... No, okay, so yeah, that is... So this is where the fog gate was, which makes sense that there was a fog gate there because there was a boss fight and we could not go any further. Well done. By the way, dragon ahead, okay. I don't know if that's good or bad. 3 sisters. Is that what the twins are? Oh yeah, there's a dragon there for sure. Please tell me we're not about to fight 3 dragons. Please. Jellyfish friend, I think I need you. I have a feeling this is going to be very bad, jellyfish friend. Is that how we're going to get up to that spot? What kind of name is 3 sisters for an area? Is it called that on the map? It is. Okay. Jellyfish friend, I'm scared. I don't know about you. Oh, the frame rate is dreadful. Okay, I don't think we can get in this tower here. Or can we? No. Rena's Rise. Locked shut for now. I wonder why. So who's Rena? Because I even have it written down here. There's Ronnie, the princess. Renala is the queen. So who's Rena? Oh, what the? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So this is considered part of the open world. Bloodstains, okay. Okay, let's not do that. Okay, very interesting. I'm going to assume this dragon is not friendly. Would be quite something if they were friendly, though. I would finally get my Dark Souls Skyrim, basically. Oh, you... Don't you dare. Okay, okay, I can't lock onto him. That's a good sign. Oh, crud. Can. Hey, jellyfish friend, what did we do? You tell me. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, gosh darn it. Glintstone Dragon Adula. Wait, wasn't the dragon in Skyrim named Alduin? It's actually not that far off. Oh, that did not work. My buff, that makes sense. Okay. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. Whoa, that was a really cool attack, actually. Oh no. Gosh, I was caught so off guard by this. Keep on him, jellyfish friend. You're doing great. Okay, where did they go? Oh. Okay. That's interesting. They just ran from us? Wow, okay. Fair enough, I guess. That's something I've done on numerous occasions during this playthrough already, is run away from people. And bosses even. So, yeah, fair enough. Well played, friend. Oh. It's okay, friend. What's going on? Dragon's gone. It's just me now. So scared. Okay, so all of these towers appear to be impassable for now. And I use the words "for now" intentionally because that's exactly what it said when we tried to open the first one. So what the heck are we to do here? I have no sense of fall damage in this. It weren't so foggy. It might be a bit easier to know where to go. Ironically, the frame rate would be less problematic as well, I think. And I say ironically because, of course, as I mentioned in the previous episode, under, you know, in the mid to late 90s and early 3D, fog was used to improve frame rates because you could just reduce the draw distance and then conceal the draw distance using fog. But in this, obviously, they're doing something very different. Okay, so what are we supposed to do here then? Unless it's just, you know, add this to the list of places we need to return to later. What the? Okay, I clearly knocked something over on the inside of the tower. I wonder if we were to rezone, would the dragon come back? And like, is it possible to take the dragon out more quickly such that they don't disappear? Oh, there's the... I'm looking for you, friend. Good fortune. Indeed. I feel like we've been down there. Yeah, I don't know that there is anything here for us right now. I was certain we were going to have... Well, I guess we did kind of have another boss fight here, but not really. Dragon friend flew away. That sounds like a wolf. And that looks like that spot... Oh, no, it's not. That's somewhere else entirely. At least the piece of land jutting up over the landscape does look like that which we see in the southern part of Liurnia of the Lakes. The part we were struggling to figure out how to get above it. The place, what are the words I'm looking for? The place above the village of the Albinorics. Please stop. Frozen armament. Oh. You guys, I'm trying to read an item description. Would you mind not being so rude? Yes, you do mind. Okay. Alrighty then. They've really stepped up the particle effects for the skulls and whatnot. I was thinking of the skulls from Demon Souls. The original, or sorry, not Demon Souls, from the original Dark Souls. And yeah, they didn't look amazing. They didn't look bad at the time, but these ones are definitely a step up. Okay, I've already forgotten what the item was that we picked up. So, it was frozen armament. Sorcery said to have been used by the old Snow Witch. Enchants armament held in the right hand with frost. This sorcery can be cast while in motion. The snowy crone taught the young Rani to fear the dark moon as she imparted her cold sorcery. Okay, so Renala was with Radigan, and then Rani was hanging out with the snowy crone. Again, I'm still not really clear on the story here, but yeah, there's something going on. Behind Caria Manor, very descriptive site of grace name, which I appreciate. Oh, of course it's foggy. Every time I think I see everything lining up. Oh, there's no way this is not it. This has to be it. It's perfect. Whatever the payoff is for this is bound to be extremely disappointing. I don't think it's possible for it to not be disappointing. Because we spent essentially half of the playthrough just looking to line up a shot. Oh my gosh, and of course it's foggy now. Okay, let's just wait it out, I guess. Okay, this is, again, this has got to be it. But where exactly? And what do we do when we get there? Oh, come on. You're supposed to just let us trample over your graves, people. Come on. Don't be so sensitive about your eternal resting place. I do like how they all were seemingly buried with scythes. Ooh. Grave Violet. Lots of Glovewort here, though. The game really does encourage you, not only with runes, but with Glovewort, to just desecrate? To violate. Sometimes I just forget English. They encourage you to just violate graves, essentially. There's another. Is that an Albinarch? It is an Albinarch. Oh. Sorry. Rip, friends. I do love the design of those, like, so much. And obviously there are just plain skeletons in the game too, but yeah, just the tremendous monster design. And I really appreciate that, which, yeah, is something, it's obviously something FromSoft has always done extremely, extremely well. What the heck is that over there? Oh, it's a red wolf. Okay, interesting. It looks like it's praying at a grave or something. So it's like Radagon has like another... Yeah, I'm definitely intrigued. Sorry, friend. Yeah, I cannot take them seriously with their somersault moves. I'm sorry, I am. Oh. Still no shield. Sorry, friends. Albinarch Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirits of 2 Albinarchs, a strapping duo of cartwheeling spirits who wield ripple swords and spew freezing breath. Both are 2nd generation Albinarchs with dumpy heads that resemble those of frogs. 2nd generation Albinarchs. So, we were confused about that earlier, that we had the Albinarchs in the Albinarch village who looked like old men. They couldn't walk, they were coughing, sick, they were ill. And then we had these friends who, you know, look fairly different. They look less human-like, but, you know, they're in better shape, seemingly, than the Albinarchs in the Albinarchs village. And then we have Latenna, who just looks like a human. So, is Latenna a 3rd generation Albinarch? I think it's an Oh! We found it! We found it! Yeah, friend, that's it! Yes! Yes! We found it! Yes! Okay. Are you ready to be underwhelmed? Because I certainly am. Juvenile Scholar Cap. Juvenile Scholar Robe. Larval Tier. Okay, yeah, I suppose it depends on how the outfit suits Regret. To see whether we're whelmed or underwhelmed or overwhelmed. Cap worn by young Academy scholars. The juveniles birthed anew by the amber egg of Queen Renala, the head of Lucaria Academy. Yet their rebirth is not without imperfections, and thus do they repeat the process, eventually becoming utterly dependent upon it. Rebirth is as sleep to them, and with each awakening, memory fades into oblivion. Okay, and item description for that one is the same. So, yet the rebirth is not without imperfections, and thus do they repeat the process, eventually becoming utterly dependent upon it. Rebirth is as sleep to them, and with each awakening, memory fades into oblivion. So, it's similar, I guess, to the whole thing with the Albinaurics, maybe, in that they're temporary. So similar, I know I draw a lot of comparisons to the Halo games, but in the Halo games and the book series and everything, there's don't even get me started on the television series, which is the worst thing I've ever seen. But the Spartans who were part of the Spartan 2 program, when they were originally conscripted into the program, they were kidnapped as children, and the Office of Naval Intelligence people who were initiating the program, they left flash clones of the children that were selected to be in the program. They kidnapped the actual children. They left flash clones in their place, and the flash clones essentially were the same as the actual children, except that they didn't last long. They lasted, I don't know, 6 months or something, and then they would just die. And so, is that what is happening here? Except that they're being rebirthed. So that is also to say that she puts them back into the egg or something. Yeah, it's interesting. Again, definitely a little bit underwhelming, but I sort of expected to be underwhelmed, so it is what it is. I guess we'll see whether this item is redeemed or not. Let's see. Gosh, I really don't know which one I like better. This reminds me of the hat, if any of you have seen Better Call Saul. The film crew that Saul Goodman / Jimmy McGill has. This reminds me of the hat that's worn by the makeup artist who's part of the film crew. It really accentuates his features rather nicely, but I think we'll probably stick with the great horned headband for now. Just because, yeah, I like how extensive it is. Okay, well, we found it, so that's a thing. I wish we could get rid of it in our inventory now. So we still have 2 additional ones. I want to say this is probably... No idea where that one is. This one I think is near... If I had to guess... I would say that one is somewhere around here. Because there are all these ruins here, but there are ruins in other locations too. And I feel like we missed that first one, but judging by, again, how somewhat underwhelming this whole thing was, I don't know if it's worth really combing the landscape to find it. But maybe it's some amazing item that you're all, just waiting for me to get. Oh, I can't wait till Aegon sees this item. He's going to find it so funny or entertaining or whatever. And then I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to go back for it. So, again, keeping in mind the whole regret thing, and don't worry, it's, you're going to miss things. But, yeah, obviously I do still worry about it. But, as far as everything here, I don't feel like there's a heck of a lot else going on over here. So maybe I will just run around on my horse for a bit, and if I find anything, I will cut to me finding something. Okay, it does look like we have an Evergaol over here. So that's the ruin-strewn precipice. There or thereabouts. And lots of root resin here. Not that I even know what you use root resin for. Oh, so this is that spot, remember, we tried to pass the ravine. But we realized that you could not, that it was impassable from that side, and you can only really get over to that side from here. So nice view of the Grand Lift of Dectus here, as well as the ravine and frame rate dropping, going to utter garbage. It looks like it would even be difficult to head back over there from here. And so where's this Evergaol? I did just see an Evergaol. There it is. Okay, friends, what do you have in store for us today? Royal Grave Evergaol. So, grace required ahead. Hold sorcery. So who's Royal Grave? I assume it's not a royal grave, but it's a guard counter. But it's a Evergaol that is situated in the royal graveyard. Okay, let's have a look. Okie dokie. Onyx Lord. Whoops. Okay, that was, we may be a bit over leveled. Meteorite. One of the glintstone sorceries that manipulates gravitational forces. Summons a void that emits a rain of small meteorites. Hold to continue the effect. This sorcery originates from the Onyx Lords, who had skin of stone and were called lords in reverential fear of their destructive power. Very interesting. Oh, that other one. I think this is the one we got from the friend who looked just like that friend we fought on the beach, the ruins on the beach. And it mentions Radigan, I thought. Yeah, oh, Radon. Okay, never mind. I keep getting those two confused. A gravitational technique studied by the young Radon. His master was an alabaster lord with skin of stone. So, yeah, the stone... Friends with the skin of stone. I don't really get these friends either. Like, I assume they're there to sort of keep the people in the Evergaol, but they don't, you know, if you murder them all, the person does not just escape the Evergaol. So I'm not sure what their purpose is. They also don't seem to be making the boss any stronger than they usually are. Because, you know, I can't imagine the boss, that boss was at its... Oh yeah, okay. I was like, oh, you know what, guys, I think that's it for over here. So not only did I miss the Evergaol, but also this wolf friend here. Yeah. you know, I really don't want to just murder them, but I don't think we have any choice if we want that item. Uh-oh. Okay, do we want to call a jellyfish friend, or do we want to call, maybe we'll call the other friends. We'll replenish our flask first. Ride the Caria soldiers, because I think they'd be better suited to this, I think. We just don't want to aggro the big one just yet. Uh-oh. Friend's just running headlong into it. Oh no, okay. We're in trouble now. Uh-oh. Okay, okay. Charge! Okay, thankfully that... No, I thought I was going to say that one is still sleeping, but it actually looks like that's just the one that's dead. Sorry. Oh, oh, that was gonna happen. Seems to have a very similar moveset to the Red Wolf of Aegon, but ouch, not expecting that. Okay, friends, can you just make it quick for them, okay? Are they throwing... Are those like Lloyd's talisman to like stop them from healing? Yeah, guys, I don't think a wolf is gonna heal. I don't think you need to worry about that. Good job, team. You cornered them. Well done, friends. Golden rune level 3. Don't tell me that's it. It was just a golden level 3 golden rune. Okay. Well, rip. Now I feel dreadful. Time and again, this game, and maybe that's on me more than it is the game, where you think, oh, look at these friends here. They, you know, they wouldn't be here if you weren't supposed to take them out. So they must be guarding, like, and that's the thing, you just conditioned to think, oh, they must be guarding something amazing. And then it's not. And you're like, okay, either FromSoft is being massive trolls, or I'm a monster. And maybe I just shouldn't kill everything. So I don't know. I don't know if that's what they're trying to get you to think. Certainly what I'm thinking. But obviously I know I'm not necessarily... Yeah, there's lots of glove ward here. We want to make sure we don't miss it. There's another wolf friend. Oh, they're not looking for their companions. Or compatriots, I should say. Okay. Well, that appears finally to be the back of the Caria Manor. Not sure there's anything else here. So maybe we should return to that area and see if we can get the dragon to spawn again. Somehow I doubt it. I don't think the dragon actually... Oh, why are they... They're confused. Maybe they're expecting me to come from the other direction? Don't worry, Ash friends, I got it. I got it covered. I don't know if you can actually kill them, so... So yeah, we should probably go see whether we can get the dragon friend to spawn again. I'm not sure that there's anything else here. Well done, team. There they go. So I think we've exited their zone. Okie dokie. Pretty sure that's it now. Judging by all the bloodstains there, I don't think you're actually supposed to jump up anywhere there. Alrighty then. Okay, let's go back to the Moongazing grounds. Okay, the dragon was in that direction previously, so it does look like we've scared them off. Okay, so that one is Rena's Rise, so maybe we'll see if we can at least get the names of the other two. Oh, hello. Ash of War Chilling Mist. This Ash of War grants an armament the cold affinity and the following skill. Chilling Mist, coat armament in frost and then slash, spreading frigid mist forwards. The armament retains its frost for a while. So, nice little buff skill there, seemingly. I really don't like these ruins because, you know, it's so easy to miss things, but, like, they're not really super interesting to explore because everything looks the same, and maybe that's just my problem, and that, you know, other people perhaps don't have this issue. But I just find, like, it's difficult to have a sense of whether you've actually explored a place because, again, everything is made from the same sort of modular parts, which is fine because, of course, this game, you know, it took long enough to make as it is. I don't think FromSoft could have made it any more sort of bespoke or handcrafted for the entire place, but still, it presents challenges as far as making the world easy to explore. And yeah, incentivizing players to care about the open world parts of the game. Okay, so that right there is Rena's Rise. So is the next one, is that going to be Renala's or Ronnie? I'm looking at my notes here, that's why. It's called Three Sisters. I was expecting for a second to see 3 different towers. I think we've already got the scarab here. Yeah, we have. Okay, so there actually only appears to be 2 towers. I was thinking there were 3. Let's see what the name of this one is, insofar as it has one. Seluvis's Rise. Locked shut for now. Ill-omened creature ahead. Seek up. Is it really that easy? He says as he almost falls off. Oh, there is an item there. Hold on. Hold on. Black Wolf Mask. Uh-oh. That looks like someone we know. A mask fashioned after the head of a black wolf. Relic of an assassin who assumed the guise of Rani the Witch's loyal shadow. The likeness is striking. So, we do know a wolf friend. Okay, that's frightening. We do know a wolf friend, the one we first met in the Mistwood. I don't remember his name. It's lost in the ether of my mind at the moment, but I'm going to assume this is not, as he appears at Blade the half-wolf. I'm going to assume he's not wearing a mask because I suppose he could be, and that he is actually a wolf person, but that's reminiscent of, again, spoilers for Song of Ice and Fire, specifically the War of the Five Kings, which I believe is in the book Storm of Swords, or is it Clash of Kings? I don't remember. But in any case, they murder. Gosh, how much of this do I actually explain? There's a character named Robb Stark who, as I explained in an earlier episode, the Starks are all bonded with direwolves. And after, gosh darn it, of course. Can you actually see anything inside of them? No. Just looks like... some glowing stuff, potentially an item or two in there, but yeah, obviously we can't access it just yet. So during the War of the Five Kings, Robb Stark was traveling south with his... the army that he had of many houses from the north, en route to King's Landing, and he stopped by the twins of the Freys, and in an attempt to secure an alliance so that he could cross at a pivotal strategic part of the what is called Westeros, the land of Westeros, and he needed to be able to pass the bridge at the twins. And so he needed the Freys' permission, except, of course, the Freys were very upset with him because he was betrothed to one of Lord Walder Frey's daughters, and he broke the betrothal. It happened in different ways in the TV show and the books, but that's kind of besides the point. He promised to wed his uncle, Edmure Tully, to one of Walder Frey's daughters in order to right the wrong and make him happy so that he can secure the alliance. And so they went to the twins for a wedding, and it ended up turning into what is called the Red Wedding, where all of the Stark men were murdered under guest right, which is, a major taboo in Westeros. They were welcomed into the Frey home and murdered there. And so one of the things they did was Robb Stark was fairly close with his direwolf, and because obviously they have the telepathic connection with one another, and he was very closely associated with his direwolf, who he often fought battles with and was side by side with. And so they referred to him as the young wolf, and everyone sort of saw him as being synonymous with his direwolf, such that after they murdered him, to mock him, they cut off his head, cut off his direwolf's head, and sewed it onto his body. So that's what this made me think of. Again, it's not necessarily true that everything that is somewhat reminiscent of A Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones in this game is necessarily as a result of the influence of George R.R. Martin. But still, whenever I see these things, I just thought I would point them out because there are things that are floating around in the ether of my mind. So might as well share it with each of you, because I guess otherwise why would you be here if you weren't interested in the kind of nonsense I have to say? I can't say I understand it necessarily because I don't really know anything, but I appreciate you all for being here and for humoring me and listening to the things I have to say. Okay, so where do we go from here? I suppose we should mark this site of... Oh gosh darn it. We should mark this site of grace. so that we know to return here. So put it next to the Caria library, because we also have to return there. There's a chest there that we've yet to open. I'm not really sure where to go next. I think the obvious answer would be to clear out the Grand Lift of Dectus, this whole area here. Unless we missed something here. Did we miss something here? I don't feel as though we did. Decisions. Because the other option, the 4 belfries, study hall entrance. So we could proceed in the rune-strewn precipice. I have about 35 minutes left, so we could proceed there because I wanted to see whether it led to another overworld area or region of the map. However, we still have to figure out the deal with the Frenzied Flame Village, so that's another thing that we could do. So I could really go... Oh, thank you for the rating, friends. I could really go either way, but I think maybe we should start by clearing the Grand Lift of Dectus. It really is grand, isn't it? I don't think we proceeded in this direction in part because, of course, we don't have the full key. You only have half of it, whatever that decorative plate was. Lift, but you don't have the right. Oh, you don't have the right. Okay, this is one of those locations where the placement of the sun changes. Wow. Seek suffering. Yep. So nothing here until we have both halves of the key. The decorative plate of Dectus. Quite fancy though. Give them that. Again, roots running through everything. Should perhaps not be a surprise at this point. Did we speak with this friend? I think we did. Ooh, it's there somewhere. Another path leading back to the foot of the Erd tree. An ancient tunnel. Yeah, so we did speak to that friend. I think they're talking about the underground region of the map. Time for confusion. First off, help me. Necessary item required ahead. Yeah, we do not have the decorative plate that we need. So, let's be confusion. Is there something up here? I assume this is all decorative. There's not actually anything here. So the statue of the person being burned at the stake. Try to see if we can catch a glimpse of what I described as... It's almost like an Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings, which is seemingly that which is causing the frenzy buildup. Oh, I missed an item over here. Oops. Dragon wound grease. Okay, we've read that description already. Yeah, so the statue depicting the friend being immolated, seemingly, being burned at the stake, which for the fire witches, or whatever they were called, you can see that sort of as like a weird honor thing, that at least as far as the statue depicts them, they don't seem like they're scared or frightened or being burned in a way that they didn't want. They seem to be embracing the act of being burned alive. But also seemingly significant is the fact that they are surrounded by roots. And we saw something similar with that statue of Radagon, which said that, if you look at the statue, you can get a clue for what happened to him. And he seems to be sort of being engulfed by the tree, or by the roots. This statue, it really does remind me, in Campo di Fiori in Rome, Italy. Looks almost like he's he's got flames in his hands. His face looks like it might be burnt as well. But yeah, he seems pretty calm for someone who's seemingly being burned alive. But in Campo di Fiori in Rome, Italy, there is a statue of Giordano Bruno, who was... He's often described as an astronomer. He wasn't really an astronomer, not at least as far as we use that term today. And not even, I don't think at the time the term existed back then. But Giordano Bruno infamously wrote a treatise which he called, I think, The Plurality of Worlds, which talked about the stars in the sky and how, imagine if each one is itself a planet that is inhabited by intelligent beings just like us. And then if you think about that, what does that say about our religion and our politics and all of these things? And so, a pretty apt provocation. He didn't really have any evidence or proof for it, of course, because, of the time in which he lived. But he was, as the story goes, he was burned at the stake by the church for being a heretic. And there's a statue in Campo di Fiori in Rome, depicting that burning. So that's, again, just things in this game make me think about. That's what this statue made me think about the first time I saw it. And I started articulating that point in that episode, but I don't think I actually finished it. So there you have it. Of course, the reality of what happened to Giordano Bruno is not so straightforward. And I say that obviously I don't have any clue what the reality, quote unquote, is of what happened to him. But, I don't think it was quite as simple as it's often portrayed today as like an instance of the church being silly and dogmatic and Giordano Bruno being this brilliant person who's being persecuted for being brilliant. Because, again, he didn't really have any evidence for the things he was arguing. It's just sort of a thing that he believed. And, he's very provocative in making that argument in the age in which he did. And brave, certainly, to do that. But, yeah, there was perhaps a time when I thought about Giordano Bruno as being like a heroic figure, but not really anymore, just because of, I guess, everything I've learned since then. The first, I don't want to say the first essay, but I've mentioned before, during my undergraduate years, During my undergraduate years, I was studying business. Not really because it was something I was interested in or wanted to do, but because it was something I was always good at. And why is it always up? Business was something I was good at, and I didn't really know what to study when going back to school. So, might as well just study the thing you're good at. It wasn't until I was almost finished my undergraduate degree that I realized, this is not really something I want to do for the rest of my life, and really doesn't really align with my values. And so, oh, gosh darn it, I didn't realize what I wanted to do until I was taking an elective towards the end of my undergrad, and it was a course about astrology and astronomy and how the two are actually not all that different, historically speaking. And that was where I learned about Giordano Bruno and Galileo Galilei and Copernicus and all of these people, and about just sort of the history of astrology and astronomy, how it's intertwined and entangled. And then in order to get into graduate school, I had to write an essay, or I had to provide a writing sample. I didn't really have one because, of course, being in business, we did a lot of case studies and stuff like that. I didn't really have any essays per se. So I wrote one about Giordano Bruno and Galileo, and how it's this awful essay when I look back on it now, because I was trying very hard to prove myself and prove that I was smart. And so I used all of these massive words that didn't really need to use, just trying to make myself sound smart. But essentially, I talked about the historiography, the history of the history of Galileo and Giordano Bruno, and how, the idea of him being this hero is kind of overblown. But anyways, Rune Arc, okay. I'm sorry. It looks like that's actually pretty amazing, because it looks like they're feasting on the player's blood, but I don't think that's what they're doing. I think it's more of a coincidence, but why not? So yeah, that's, again, the various things that go on in my mind when I see that statue. And I've just laid them all out, for better and worse. Uh-oh. Okay, I should stop trying to be cute. Problem is, we were behind that fire chariot, but now we're in front of it, so I suppose we can still get behind it. Those are not very fun to deal with from the front. Oh, crud. Okay. Looks like we don't really have much of a choice now. Thankfully, it takes them quite a bit to recover after they've missed. Okay. One down. Alrighty then. Gosh. A lot of delayed attacks, and it gets me every time. So yeah, this whole encampment here, Fire Blossom we picked up. We read that one yet? A half-ashen smoldering flower that blooms on the mountaintops of the giants. Material used for crafting items, fertilized by the sparks from the forge at the peak where burns the flame of ruin. Indeed. And this is something I mentioned in an earlier episode, that, this game is amazing in the sense that, I've leveled... Gosh darn it. I've complained on numerous occasions about... Oh, and I forgot, I was trying to replenish my health, didn't even realize I don't actually have that equipped anymore. I have kind of complained about the open world part of the game and how it increases the distance and the time between the areas that might have populated the entirety of a game like Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2 or 3. But then in this game, you are going to all the in-between areas. Whereas in Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3, all those areas are sort of tightly concentrated in a very small and packed space. Whereas in this game, they have those areas, but in between the areas, instead of there just being one or two small things, there's a whole series of areas that are just sort of flat, open areas, which, you know, it comes with good, and you know, there's good aspects of it and bad aspects of it, so you got to take the good with the bad, as with anything. But that was strange. Oh. Oh, friend, I'm sorry. It's so sad. And yeah, in this game, you know, you read about all of these different places. And you're like, wow, that sounds really interesting. And whereas in Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, like, you read about all these places, you only get to go to a fraction of the places you read about. Whereas in this game, at least so far, my impression of it is that you do get to go to all the places you're hearing about. And so, you know, on the one hand, it's amazing and incredible, and just like the amount of world building in this game is absolutely tremendous. And I can see now why everyone for months and months and months now has been saying, oh, I can't wait to see Let's Talk Lore of Elden Ring. And, you know, I still don't know if that's something I'll ever be able to do, but I can see now why everyone is saying that kind of stuff, because there's so much to explore, like an overwhelming amount of stuff to explore. So yeah, it's amazing. Good and bad. Great mace. Huge bludgeon with sharp protrusions, an enlarged version of its smaller cousin. Maintains all the advantages of smaller bludgeons, boasting few deficiencies while being very capable at breaking enemy guards and stances. A shrewd choice for simple slugging matches. Shrewd indeed. But yeah, then again, on the flip side, like, I don't find these in-between areas, like, sometimes they are very interesting, sometimes very entertaining things happen when we're exploring them, but, you know, I don't find them exceptionally interesting at the same time. It's hit and miss, in other words. And I think part of that, as I mentioned previously, is just, you know, it's on me, in that it's associated with the anxieties that I feel about this playthrough, and about, you know, what I know people are and are not expecting from me in putting together this playthrough. That first and foremost, I'm playing this, you know, obviously I'm playing it for myself, but if I were just playing it for myself, I wouldn't be bringing you all along with me. Okay, we've already got the item from that friend. For a second it looked like, oh wait, okay, no, never mind. That was weird. It was there and then it disappeared and then it was back again. So yeah, again, I've rambled about this before. It's nothing I haven't really said previously, so you can just ignore me. Scared him with that one. Yeah, Rune Arc. We really, really need to start using those because we have so many now. 16. I guess that's not a ton, but enough where, you know, what am I doing if I'm not using them? We have been up there for sure. We have a graveyard here, which thankfully now I know what we're looking for. The First Liurnian War. Radagon's glory burns red as his hair. So the First Liurnian War. So that means there were multiple wars. And yeah, I do wonder, does that have something to do with Renala? Okay, we've already seen all of this, I think. Yeah, we have, definitely. So I think all that's left is the Frenzy Village, whatever you call it. Frenzy Flame Village. You know, the lead up to the Grand Lift of Dectus, I actually thought that was going to be a fair bit more challenging than it actually was. you know, I thought, okay, well, yeah, it'll be great that we can go from behind, because I think this is going to be really challenging. But, you know, in fact, I think even if we had approached from the front, I don't think we would have had much issue. Maybe I'm being overconfident in saying that, but... Okay, before we climb up there, I am going to want to replenish our flasks. But first, we should see if there's anything in the corner here. I don't think there is. I think we have been here. Let's see, another Divine Tower, and yeah, we've still not done whatever it is we need to do to replenish or restore the Great Rune of Renala. And so, yeah, like, we're missing something in the study hall. Something to put on that altar. Presumably so we can flood the place, or raise the water level and then get up to the top, but... yeah, we'll have to return to that, I suppose. We have 37,000 runes. And we need how much to level up? 50,000. Okay, so let's keep going. I was going to say maybe we should try selling things to, you know, get our runes up there in order to ensure that we're not losing everything. But I think we're just going to go for it, because I don't think we have 13,000 to spare. Okay, we should actually approach this slowly this time. And think about what we're doing. I'm scared, friends. This was frightening last time. So it was like, we saw some rats here. So the rats are frenzied. And then we turned the corner, and I think in the sky we saw the Sauron thing. Eye of Sauron. Yeah, there are the rats. I can hear them. You can see their eyes frenzied. Okay. There it is. Okay, that was frightening. Oh, don't look, don't look. Okay, it doesn't matter if you look or not, eh? Okay, that's annoying. So how do you avoid that? Or do we just need to come back here later? You build up madness by fighting the frenzied friends as well. Yeah, I want to say that there was an item we read about the village in, the one, you know, and I laughed. I said, ha ha ha, yeah, well, I'm gonna stay away, guys, don't worry. But now I don't actually remember which item it was. Oh, okay, confers madness upon those who have not adopted the flame. Take care not to mistake this for his gentler cousin. Okay. So, my assumption is that we need to host the frenzied flame before we can head up here and do so safely. And my secondary assumption is going to be that we will find or acquire the ability to host the frenzied flame at some point later in the game. So we may just have to come back to this. Because, yeah, if we don't actually have any means of counteracting the effects of Frenzy, I don't think we have enough healing wares to be able to deal with this area. Because the Frenzy effect is seemingly everywhere. Oh, there it is. So it's this Eye of Sauron thing. But I don't know what triggers it to show up. Gosh darn it. It takes your focus as well, your FP. You just have to break eyesight? Or line of sight, I should say. That's the only way. So you really have to use the walls here. This is a tough one. I don't know what to do. So we got that item there. There's another item there. See, there it is. It's definitely... I thought maybe I was being a bit flippant in describing it as sort of an Eye of Sauron, but that's exactly what it looks like. I don't know how you could mistake it for anything else. Look at that and not immediately think of the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings. Okay. Go, go, go! Golden Rune level 3. Oh! Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Gosh, the way the audio, it's like Slenderman's after us. So I have one of these jet stream things. Can't remember what they're called. Oh my gosh. I will do anything for 200 runes, despite all the risks involved. Time for attacking. Okay, I'm gonna wait for an opening because I can hear the eye is there. Oh no, gosh darn it. Wow, okay. Maybe I'll wait until the build-up calms down a bit. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, that was dreadful. Oh no. Oh gosh darn it. Uh-oh. Okay, that's okay. If we can get over the hill. Oh my gosh. Did we do it? Oh no, no. Okay, get off. Okay, we're fine. Wow. That thing is frightening. Okay, that's the minor Erd tree. I'm hoping that this tower here has a Site of Grace in it. But somehow I get the feeling that Grace has totally abandoned this location. There's a giant friend who looks pretty rough. He's not especially observant or aware of his surroundings. There might be a Site of Grace in here. Converted Fringe Tower. Seek armor and then gesturing ahead. Okay. May erudition light the way. What does it mean to be erudite? It's time for Fun with Definitions. Erudite as an adjective means having or showing great knowledge or learning. So, may knowledge and learning light the way. Hence all the books around. So in other words, you want to figure out how to get through there. Gotta read some books. You must solve the puzzle to enter, okay? So... Erudition light the way, so... I have to assume it would have something to do with all the books in there, but... The last couple of times it was just... Go around to the back. And that may or may not be what's going on here. Crystal Dart. I still can't believe we got around the Eye of Sauron. Whatever the heck that thing is. Alrighty then. Okay, so it's not so simple this time, unfortunately, but that's okay. Oh! Okay. Okay, this is somewhere completely different. So, I do recall when we were in Limgrave, seeing a spot with a bunch of jellyfish friends and having no idea how to get there. I also recall reading somewhere that, oh, this is a different place. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so we have been there. That's the Black Knife Catacombs. I don't remember all the jellyfish friends being there, though. Am I losing my mind? I don't remember that at all. Unless I just ran by all of them, which, yeah, I could definitely see myself doing that. But yeah, I remember reading somewhere that where the jellyfish friends congregate, that the jellyfish friends congregate around places that are sacred, I think it was, sacred land or something like that. Oh, gosh darn it. And, oh, okay, never mind. I was almost certain we weren't going to be able to get our way back, find our way back up there. Whoops. Okay, so in order to beat Erudite, does that mean we have to fight this friend? Again, not that I want to, but I'm not sort of at a loss at this point as to what to do. And I am almost out of time, so... Sorry, friend. Okay, I don't think that was it. Yeah, and you know what? There doesn't appear to be a site of grace here, so... I think we might have to just come back here in the next episode and see... Or maybe come back later. Because... Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're expected to do here. Other than break all of the things that might bring us erudition. Because it does appear to be somewhat of a dead end. Okay, well, I think we should probably wrap this up. Maybe we will go down and make sure... reasonably certain we've been to that place. It's the, what is it, the Road's End Catacombs or something to that effect. But it looked like the door, it's the Black Knife Catacombs. It looked like the door was closed. Oh gosh darn it, Torrent. Oh, did I jump down in the wrong place? Oh no, okay. Maybe I'll do this on my own. Yeah, I honestly don't remember all these jellyfish friends. I do remember seeing one of the mausoleum guardians. Roving mausoleum guardian, whatever they're called. Guarding a doorway. Okay, see, so now it's... Now the doorway's open. Of course it is. Hello. Ouch. Oh, that's dreadful. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I was like, yeah, we should end this with a nice and easy fight. Before he gets obliterated. You and your Ring City themed shield. Ouch. Well played, friend. Okay, so maybe I did see these friends. I just walked right by them. Hello. What is so sacred about this place, friends? Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Okay, well, but I'm satisfied. I mean, yes and no. Because not really sure where to go from here. So I guess that'll do it. But thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.